hit with 2 new lawsuits claiming abuse of minors. In these 2 new Diddy lawsuits, 2 men are claiming that they were trying to get into the industry and they were 10 years old and 17 years old at the time of their abuse. In the first lawsuit, Diddy is being accused of SA on a 10-year-old boy. This lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby, who also filed a second lawsuit today by a man who claimed that he was assaulted by Diddy back in 2008 at only 17 years old while auditioning for Making the Band. The first lawsuit is by a John Doe who claimed that back in 2005 he was assaulted at only 10 years old because he was interested in becoming an actor or a rapper. His parents tried to help his career by hiring an industry consultant who recommended that they fly from their home in Los Angeles to New York to meet with music industry figures. During the trip, the consultant arranged for Diddy to meet with the young boy for an audition, and Diddy asked to meet the boy alone before meeting his family. This consultant allegedly took this boy to Diddy's hotel room and left him alone with him. This boy performed a few songs for Diddy, who told him he could make him a star and asked him how badly he wanted it.
Everybody hit the like button, y'all. And this is going to be a very important live stream. This is going, the over-encompassing of all this is going to be the sad emasculation of men, whether children or whether adults, because we're going to talk about Terry Crews. We're going to talk about all of these men that have been in the industry and have gotten SA'd by mainly Diddy, but even the Nickelodeon kids. This whole situation is so much bigger than we thought. And I'm going to save the rest, what I got to say, for later. But everybody hit the like button, drop popcorn emojis in the chat, spam the chat with popcorn emojis. And most importantly, drop your city in the chat and let me know who is in here. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you're at.
According to this man, he responded as a 10-year-old child, saying that he would do anything to become a star. Said he was then gave a soda by somebody else that was present in this hotel room, and then he drank it and began to feel a little bit funny. After this boy allegedly drank this soda, Diddy would tell the boy to move closer to him and then pushed him down, telling him, "Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do." After he drank this soda, he alleged that Diddy told him to move closer to him and then pushed him down, telling him, "Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do." After being pushed down, Diddy allegedly exposed himself and told him to kiss it. After refusing, Diddy allegedly forced him to perform oral on him, and the boy shortly lost consciousness after. He claimed that when he woke up, his private areas were hurting badly, and he started to cry and asked to see his parents. He alleged that Diddy told him that if he said anything to anyone, he would hurt his parents. When the consultant came back to pick him up, she noticed that he was badly shaken and took him back to his parents, who said,
"What's up, Angie?"
that he was lethargic and acting differently. In the second lawsuit filed by Tony Busby, there is a man that claimed that back in 2008, at only 17 years old, while auditioning for Making the Band, that Diddy allegedly forced him to perform oral on him. He claimed that he had to audition 3 separate times, and Diddy allegedly coerced him to engage in acts with both him and his bodyguard, referred to as T. He said that it was a test to see how badly he wanted to make it in the music industry. And after visually expressing discomfort and hesitation in the situation, Diddy allegedly told him that he would keep an eye on him. He said ultimately he ended up being eliminated from the competition. These lawsuits are absolutely horrifying. I swear, as time goes on, we just keep getting them younger and younger. And now we're talking about kids that were trying to be in the industry and trying out in the industry. I'm literally sick to my stomach. When I get my hands on the actual court documents of these lawsuits, we will go over both of them in detail. But for now, let me know what you guys think about Diddy's 2 new lawsuits in the comments.
Can Diddy just pay off these new lawsuits and make them disappear? Let me explain why that's not how it works. My name is Golnush Goharzad, aka G Legal, and I'm an attorney. If you've been following any of the Diddy news, you know that at this point, he's got like a gajillion lawsuits filed against him. One thing I keep seeing in the comments and the videos regarding these new lawsuits is people commenting that, well, justice won't be served. He's just going to pay off these victims. He'll never do time for these crimes. And I just want to explain that's not quite how it works. I talked about this in one of my older videos with respect to whether Cassie can testify in Diddy's criminal case, even though she signed a confidentiality provision when she settled her civil case against Diddy. So first of all, when you file a lawsuit, like in the court system, it's public record. Anyone can download it and look at it, and certainly the prosecutors in the Diddy case will be doing so. And as I talked about in my Cassie video, even if you sign a confidentiality provision in your settlement agreement, like Diddy pays a sum of money to one of these victims, they sign a settlement agreement that includes a confidentiality provision, there's always an exception to that provision with respect to cooperating with law enforcement, responding to a subpoena, having to testify in court or at a deposition, etc. So that essentially allows those victims to both be financially compensated and allows the prosecution to go ahead and subpoena them and investigate those crimes. However, the asterisk I will put on this is if you're a lawyer representing a victim, prior to filing the lawsuit, you're going to send out what's called a demand letter, essentially saying, this is what you've done. These are the damages that my client has sustained. We're asking you to settle the case for X amount within 30 days or whatever it is, or we're going to file the lawsuit. Now, if Diddy then actually settles that lawsuit, pays the victim, the same type of confidentiality agreement will be entered into, and the same exception for cooperating with law enforcement will apply. However, it will then be harder for prosecutors to know the identity of the victim, the witnesses, the nature of the crime, the dates, etc., because they'll have never seen the public filing. If, though, through the investigation of these other claims, that same victim's name happens to come up and prosecutors get a hold of it, then again, they can subpoena that witness, that victim, as a witness in a deposition, in trial, to cooperate with law enforcement, etc. I hope that explanation clears up some misconceptions about payouts and how they, may bury the facts of a crime. My name is Gulnish Goharzad, AKG Legal. Please follow me for more.
Is one of Oprah's favorites. She says it's a miracle fountain of youth and her magic wrinkle cure. So I'm going to put a little on your hand.
I'll do that. Oprah did.
Yeah, Oprah did it.
All right, so this right here is interesting, and I'm not going to put a lot of credence on it, but the stuff that she put on his hand is red. I'm not putting a lot of credence on this, but this is actually something that happened on TV. This is Oprah's way of staying young, right? So this is crazy. Everybody hit the like button. 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 Everybody hit the like button, y'all.
Follow me for more.
Is one of Oprah's favorites. She says it's a miracle fountain of youth and her
Miracle fountain of youth.
magic wrinkle cure. So I'm going to put a little on your hand.
I'll do that. Oprah did.
Yeah, Oprah did it. All right, so here, we're going to rub it right in.
How come it's red?
I'll show you in a sec, Steve. So this is made from growth hormones of human
Look, the
foreskin.
wrinkles has just disappeared.
Did y'all hear that right? Growth hormones of what?
I can't even ball my hand up.
But so it's made from human foreskin.
What's up, Dion? What's up, author? I want y'all to think about this. It's made of human foreskin. Whose foreskin? Now, I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube, so I want to be careful in what I say, but it is assumed, because I'm not going to say it is known, but it is assumed that, I'm just going to say it. Young people keep old people young. I'll say it again. And it's cryptic. Young people keep old people young. We'll just leave it at that. So when Nickelodeon or Diddy or all these other people purposely, adversely, negatively affect young people's lives with their, even with Disney, this is what they are doing on purpose. Because there was a video I was watching yesterday where it seems like the richer a man is, I don't know why, but the richer a man is, white, black, whatever, but mainly white, the richer a man is, the more crazy things he seems to be into. And they spend a lot of money to put young people in these bad situations. And the first thing, the typical person would say is, why in the world would a man with all this money want to be doing all these weird things? And I think it's partly to stay young. Because what is the what is the number one thing a rich person wants to do? Buying a house? No. Buying a car? No. Buying a yacht? No. What is the number one thing a rich person wants to be able to do that no other human being on the planet wants to do? Drop it in the chat right now. What is the one thing that a rich, wealthy person, uber rich, wealthy person wants to be able to do that no other human being can do? No, it's not power and control. Come on, y'all. I want y'all to think about it. What is it that they want to be able to do? Stay young. Not die. That's the number one thing. Yes. Live forever. Yes. 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 Live forever. Not impress others. To live forever. To stay young and live forever. Yes. To stay young. That is their primary goal. You ever wonder why wealthy people be trying to ruin other people and make more money? Because in order to stay in these circles, to get access to certain things, to certain possible substances, they have to do certain things or contribute to certain organizations in order to get more substances. And it goes back to trafficking. See, when you look at everything and just say, hey, all of this means something, whether it's over here or whether it's over here, whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, whether it's P. Diddy, whether it's the Ep guy, whether it's Oprah, it's all connected. It's all connected. When you make a certain kind of amount of money, you get to the point where somebody ends up telling you hey, there's actual adrenochrome, there's actual blank that would help you continue to live where you don't have to die at 90 or whatever. And you like, wait, what? Yeah, your wealth can actually make you continue to live longer. And you like, how much does this cost? Price or cost? Because there's no price to it, because staying alive is priceless. But there is a cost to it. There's a cost to it. See, certain things, when you get to a certain point, they don't want your money because everybody has money. Beyonce went out and spoke at Kamala Harris's rally, not for money, but for a favor. She allegedly got paid money, but it's the favor that she needed. Because there's no amount of money that, you got to remember, Beyonce just ended her tour. There's no amount of money. Well, I'm not going to say there's no amount of money, but because all she did, if you could pay me $10 million just to walk out, smile at my people, and say some stupid mess, and then walk away, I'll do that. I don't care how much money I got. But at the end of the day, when it comes to these certain things, they don't want your money. They need your influence. They need your influence. And that is when this type of stuff happens. Whether, like I said, whether it's Nickelodeon, whether it's Diddy, they got enough money. It's not about money. They need to continue the agenda, which is souls, which is blood, which is, I don't want to say certain things in right behind each other. So I'll say some other stuff first, and then I'll say it. It's trafficking. They have to keep everything moving. They have to keep the machine moving. It's not about money anymore. Let's keep going.
It just disappeared. I can't even ball my hand up.
But so it's made from human foreskin. I'm sorry, Steve.
Bill Gates is hiding something huge. Bill Gates has given Kamala Harris over $50 million. This is unbelievable. He confirmed it to the New York Times. Why would Gates back Kamala Harris? Could it have anything to do with keeping the Epstein client list quiet?
I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well,
Bill Gates, it's all connected. It's all connected.
He's dead. So, in general, you always have to be careful.
I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. Yes. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
It's one of the big reasons, of course, that Melinda Gates divorced Bill Gates, his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
It was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein.
I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no. I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
It will remain sealed if Kamala Harris wins the presidency.
This message is for Beyonce. What you need to be worried about is P. Diddy. What you need to be worried about is Jeff Epstein. What you need to be worried about is Aaliyah. And you need to repent and not worry about where our vote is going. We don't care about you, Beyonce.
I'm telling you, man, I know how close I came to losing it all. Just when you get emasculated like that, when I tell you the way he looked at me, the way he giggled, it was one of those things where he was like, "Hey man, no one's ever gonna believe you."
You think it was a way of him maybe exercising power?
It was. First of all, this whole thing, from Weinstein to all what's happening in Hollywood, is about an abuse of power.
See? You see how he said Blankstein? Bill Gates, Blankstein, Kamala, Beyonce, Diddy, everything is connected. And what do they want? Two particular things. One, to emasculate men, and two, to traumatize young, because this is where all of this started, right here. This is the reason why we're here, right here.
Diddy just got hit with 2 new lawsuits claiming abuse of minors. In these 2 new Diddy lawsuits, 2 men are claiming that they were trying to get into the industry and they were 10 years old and 17 years old at the time of their abuse. In the first lawsuit, Diddy is being accused of SA on a 10-year-old boy. This lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby, who also filed a second lawsuit today by a man who claimed that he was assaulted by Diddy back in 2008 at only 17 years old while auditioning for Making the Band. The first lawsuit is by a John Doe who claimed that back in 2005 he was assaulted at only 10 years old because he was interested in becoming an actor or a rapper. His parents tried to help his career by hiring an industry consultant who recommended that they fly from their home in Los Angeles to New York to meet with music industry figures.
I want to say this real quick. This was back in 2005, I believe. Back in 2005, a lot of people didn't know how terrible the actual industry is. It was 2 people. The 10-year-old, well, they were 10 back in 2005. That's the first one. And then the other one was 17, and this happened in 2008, right? So in 2005, in 2008, we didn't necessarily have a real deep understanding of how dysfunctional and disgusting this world was, whether it's singing or acting. And the one thing that I learned, and it took me all this time to learn this, is that they can make anybody a star as long as you're attractive, whether an actor, actress, or a singer. Because when you look at what Diddy actually did, Diddy wasn't a producer. Diddy wasn't a singer. Diddy wasn't a rapper. He was a facilitator. He literally was funded by Lear Cohen. Well, Lear Cohen and Clive Davis and Lucian Grange. And what they did was they gave him so much money, and they literally just gave him a blank check and said, the hottest producers you can find, the hottest engineers you can find, and go get somebody else's music. Like every step you take, all these songs. Like if you think about the biggest hits that Diddy came out with, they were from somebody else. Name a hit that Diddy had, the biggest hits. They weren't stolen. They were purchased from somebody else. The majority of Diddy's hits came from another singer's hit. He paid the other singer to use the actual, to clear the song. That's all they did back then. So if you just think about it, they used somebody else's song. They had the hottest producers, the hottest engineers, and all they needed was a person to stand there in front of the mic. And what this means is, because some of y'all are like, okay, what is the point? You can make anybody famous. You can make anybody famous. Give me somebody that's already famous. Give me their song, take their vocals out of it, change a little something, add an extra beat to it to make it more hip hop. Give me a mic, change my words. Write the words, right? Write the words, because they had writers, producers, engineers, and then they use somebody else's song. And they just give me the mic. I'm not even saying what I'm thinking, because somebody is writing this shit for me. And next thing you know, I'm a star. That's what they do. So when Diddy is like, I can make you a star, he's telling the truth. You don't have to sing. You don't have to write. Cardi B. Yes, Carisha. Total. Exactly, Angie. Cardi B don't know how to rap. Cardi B had a look, and they made her famous. Young Miami didn't know how to sing or rap. They just picked her, and they made her famous. So because of this, they have the ability to make me, you, anybody in this chat, as long as you're attractive, or, there are certain features in your face that would make them say, you know what, that person can sell because of, their face or their body. Boom, we're going to make that person famous. And next thing you know, you're famous. And the reason why Diddy literally says, he said it to the little boy, there are certain things that you have to do that you don't want to do in order to make it. Why? Because there's so much money that is about to be invested in you, where it don't even make sense not to give up your butt. Because you as the person don't have to do nothing. Right now, one of y'all in the chat, Deion, Robin, if somebody says, I'm going to make you famous, and you literally are like dumb and ignorant to the rap game or the music business, how dare you be able to just come in and become rich and famous without having to do nothing? You ain't got to write. You ain't got to produce. You ain't got to know how to sing. You don't have to know how to rap. You don't have to have a following on social media. They're going to give all of it to you. And next thing you know, you are #1 on Billboard. You don't think you need to give up your butt? How dare you think you can get all of this without having to give something up? That is what Diddy actually felt, and why he did this to young people, grown people, old people, women, men, because he felt like it's not fair for me to give you this machine that will change you and your family's life, and you ain't got to do nothing. It's wrong, but it makes sense. And when I say it makes sense, I'm not saying that he should have did it. What's going on, Tender Caring 757? Welcome to the channel. I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is it makes sense. How dare you think you can just get all of these riches and you ain't got to do shit? How dare you? You got to give up that butt. It makes sense. Because you got to, like Ray Blue just said, you got to sell your soul. because they need something in return. Some of you don't know or aren't aware that in some of these rap contracts, when they sign you to Universal or whatever, one of the things you actually sell is the ability for them to collect life insurance on you when, not if, when you die. And when you sign that contract and then you start bucking and telling them like, hey, this is getting too crazy. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. They'll come to you and say, oh, so you bucking, right? Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. Well, do you know that when you signed your record deal, you also gave us permission to take out life insurance on you? And if you mysteriously died from pneumonia, which you would die from, we collect life insurance on you. So you're actually more valuable to us deleted than alive. So you're going to get your butt back in that studio, or you're going to get your butt back in that back room and do what Hubert or some dudes is telling you to do, and you're going to shut up. Because we can end this whole thing now and we'll collect life insurance on you in what, 3 months? And we'll just wipe our hands from you. You don't have a choice. Michael Jackson, gone. Prince, gone. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. So when people say, yo, why don't Usher tell everybody what happened? Why? So he can get deleted? Let me show y'all something. I want to let y'all know, what actually has been going on in the industry.
Takes all the money I invested into creating him. Sean, it's true. Chris and Pac were about to start their own label. Sean slammed his fist against the table, shouting, doesn't anyone have any fucking loyalty? On top of that, this nigga is making that move, and it should have been with me.
To sign with his record label, Rockefeller.
Guess he won't be leaving with that nigga to do their own label now. If he leaves, he takes all the money I invested into creating him. Sean sighs. But if he can't protect himself and something terrible does happen, then the money I would make off his death would blow away all the money we made so far. Sean, are you saying what I think you're saying? Sean continued, it's taxing on my resources to protect people.
It's taxing on my resources to protect people. Sometimes all of the things that you're asking for have to pay your family and give you all this money. Sometimes you're better off deleted where there's no more costs, because now there's a lump sum payment because you ain't here no more.
Someone that isn't 100% on my team can't get 100% of my protection. So to be clear, if something happened, XX made quotation marks with his fingers, to one of your artists that was leaving your label anyway, it wouldn't be considered out of your control. Wait a minute, can they be talking about Biggie? Is Sean saying he...
Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. We got to get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. Hold on 1 second. Let's get these likes up. Hold on 1 second. Where are the likes? Yeah, we got to get these likes up, y'all. We need about 150 likes. And to the people who have already hit the like button, I appreciate you. Thank you. 304 Huntington, Virginia. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's up, Melissa? So look, make sure to get these likes up. So we're going to continue with this. We're going to play a quick commercial, and I need y'all to get the likes up. That will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of... I just came up with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother, without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing. Sorry. And for the people who have already pre-ordered the card game, the card games are being shipped to my house. They have not gotten here yet. You already know how stuff is, but they will be here this week. And for the people who have not bought the card game, you still can actually buy the card game or pre-order. You can still pre-order the card game at the pre-order price, which is $62, because the card game has not gotten to my house yet. So if you have not already pre-ordered your card game, make sure to pre-order it, because when the card game gets here, hopefully by Friday, I don't know, it should be here by now, but hopefully by Friday, guess what? The card games will then be $200. So the price will go up from $62 to $200. So make sure to get your mother-daughter card game right now before the card games get here, because I'm going into Shopify and I'm changing the price to $200, because that's the actual price of the card games. All right. So if you have a tumultuous relationship with your mom, make sure to purchase this card game. It's going to change your life. All right. So let's get back to this.
Protect Biggie. At this point, I was too young, too naive, too hungover to understand that this was not a lack of protection. This was a hit. This was a hit. We gotta have a party.
So the thing about it is, my point is, they don't care about whether you care about, they don't care about how you feel, in other words, because in their minds, how dare you think we're just going to come in and make you famous and make you rich and you ain't got to do nothing. It to a certain degree, it makes sense, because at the end of the day, what are you contributing to them if they're changing your whole life? Look at what Faith Evans had to do. It's all making sense. Look at what Faith Evans
I was
did.
going to be gang banged at 9 months pregnant. I never had any bad vibe from the marvelous Faith Evans. We never talked about the wild time the three of us shared at one of Sean's parties. I gave her a hug. Hey girl, what's up? She addressed Sean saying, look, when you asked me to hook up with Chris, I understood. I understood you needed to control him. I felt.
See, Faith Evans, in order for Faith Evans to be famous and rich or whatever, she had to do certain things. She didn't have to give up her butt, because she's a woman. You know, women do that anyway. She had to go be in a relationship with Big. What's up, Kelly? Did you ever take a second to say, why would Faith Evans' little pretty self want to be with Notorious Big? Did you ever pay attention? Has anybody ever seen Big without his Kango on? Yes or no? Has anybody ever seen Notorious Big without his Kango on? That was a fat, ugly dude. That man was ugly as hell. You never wondered why she got with him? Because all of this is done with favors. Faith and Big after 11 days. Hold on. Faith and Big. What? Big Maddie? What? I don't know what you're talking about. All of these are favors.
Pregnant. I never had any bad vibe from the marvelous Faith Evans. We never talked about the wild time the three of us shared at one of Sean's parties. I gave her a hug.
Right.
Hey girl, what's up? She addressed Sean saying, look, when you asked me to hook up with Chris, I understood. I understood you needed to control him. I felt honored that you would choose me to monitor one of your most valuable assets. I knew you would be good. Make the man feel loved. I don't feel good about all this, Sean. You know I'm as loyal as they come. But Sean, Chris and I had a child together. Sean leaned back. I'm gonna take care of you. You're not like Chris. You're loyal. Faith had a tear in her eye as she responded, he didn't have to die. Did she know? Was this her trying to find out if Sean intentionally killed Biggie? Sean lost it. That fat fuck and that other piece of shit I had you fuck. You
See? Diddy didn't even care about him. He called him a fat you.
Had her fuck Pac? Sean glared at me and he answered, yes, fucking Pac. Those motherfuckers was going to try to start their own label and compete with me? Me? Mm-hmm.
Faith Evans is Diddy's secret agent. So he sent her to be with Biggie.
To be with Pac.
And since they're going to work together, she sent her to go be with Pac. Also,
after all I did for that fat fuck, I wasn't using resources to protect that motherfucker. No fucking way. I'll make sure you and CJ are taken care of.
So Melissa says, do I have t-shirts? Yes. They're not on my website because I wanted to make sure my website was specifically framed for my card games, because sometimes you can put a whole bunch of stuff on a website and you can either cause problems with a website or people wouldn't even buy nothing because there's too many options. So I took my t-shirts down from the website because I wanted to focus on my card games. But Melissa, if you send me a DM, I can send you a link to buy my family empowerment t-shirts. So yes, you can buy my family empowerment t-shirts, but you got to send me a DM on Instagram. I took it off the website because it was too much going on the website. I already got 3 products, about to be 4. So I wanted to keep my website cohesive because my primary goal is to sell card games and not t-shirts. But I do have t-shirts that you can buy. Yes. So IG, IM_Mr. Let Go, and I got you.
Look, Sean, but I also knew he didn't have to send Chris to California. I wondered if he realized that he sentenced him to his death. But when I tried dating someone else.
Yo, Rhonda says all this shit just to make music. No. This is not about music. Let me tell y'all something. People, black, white, young, old, they want validation. I remember when I talked to one of the 112 members a long time ago. And they told me that as a singer or as an artist, you have to make a decision. Do you want to be rich and do you want to be famous or do you want to be rich? And they picked to be famous. They were in a way, they were in a way cognizant that Diddy doesn't pay people, but he'll make you famous. And once you become famous, you can get a deal somewhere else, or your fame can actually make you money simply because you're now famous. So all of this just to be just to make music? No, it's all of this just to be famous. Black people in particular, but white people also. They want fame and money. But the fame in a lot of cases comes first, because if you ain't got no money, you actually think being famous is automatically going to be rich, make you rich. Like I said with one of the 112 members. So they don't do this just to make music. They do this to be famous. They want to walk around with their little expensive shades on or whatever. See, the thing about it is, I ain't got to be rich and famous. I can wear expensive shades now, you know, but I had to bust my ass for 7 years in order to get where I am now. These rappers, these singers, these actors, they got to sell their asses in order to get the things that I'm not going to say I have, because I don't have a lot of stuff, but they want to circumvent the system and just show up as a singer, show up as an actor, show up as a rapper, and have a machine get behind them, and they just sit there and the machine does the marketing. Like, I have to market my own car games. I don't have a machine behind me. And even if I had a machine, I had to pay out of my own money for the machine to actually operate. I'm not signed to no damn deal to do nothing. I gotta, you know, have videos and all this stuff to entertain my audience. So I have to make my own engine and make it run behind me and push my own self. But a lot of these rappers, singers, and artists and actors, they don't want to do all that. Therefore, they got to sell their asses in real life. And because I know what is behind these doors of being famous, I don't want to be famous. I want to be rich. But these young artists, they don't know how to be rich. They don't know how to be famous. So they sign a contract and they sell their soul, or their proverbial souls. And the company needs you to shut up and do what you're supposed to, and do whatever they tell you to do. Or you're going to die. And they don't care, because they don't took life insurance out on you. So it's about wanting validation from your friends, wanting to be famous, wanting to walk around with these sunglasses on, these $2,400 sunglasses. But they don't want to put in the work for the fame, for the audience, for the expensive sunglasses. They just want to pop up and be famous. And that's what they did. 112 popped up and was famous. Boom, famous in a couple days. Well, I was saying a couple months. I remember Mace said Mace was just in the hood. He ran in a puff, boom, was famous in 3 days. So when you look at all these people and say, yo, you sold your soul. They sold their soul. Some people didn't get it taken. They sold it. Victims are victims. But some of these men who were emasculated chose to be emasculated. A lot of these men who wore a dress chose to wear a goddamn dress. What up, Tiny 2.0? So we can't turn around and feel sorry for all of these people. Because check this out. Look at this shit.
In a dress one time, I guess a couple years.
This is Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders. Did y'all know he ran around with a dress on? This is after he was famous. Because some of these people want to stay famous. It ain't about the money. Deion Sanders had the money. But guess what? He wanted to continue to be in the goddamn limelight. Look at
Deion
this shit.
performing in a dress one time, I guess a couple years ago.
Deion Sanders.
And while he was performing, and this is when he's talking about the Lord Jesus Christ, while he was performing, he raised up that dress in the front.
Deion Sanders, 10 years after he was already a millionaire. Why is he up there with a dress on? Because he want to stay famous. Some of these goddamn people want to stay famous. So now, not all these people are victims. Not all these people gotten something taken away from them. No, some of these people sold their shit. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. This is Deion Sanders. This is the fact.
God damn, Deion. If you're not shining the light from within, you chasing the light. If you ain't shining the light from within, you chasing the light. In the process of chasing that light, you got to do things to get closer to the light. I seen Deion
go wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on.
Kevin Hart, he put on a dress 10 years after he was a millionaire. I'll say that again. Kevin Hart put on a dress 10 years after he was a millionaire. So no, it is not about money. Why he put on a dress 10 years after he blew up? Because he signed something. Because he signed something. And they went to him and said, hey, we need you to put on a dress. I ain't putting on no damn dress. Oh. You sure about that? And that nigga put on a damn dress.
And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay.
White men too. Not just black men. White men too. The emasculation of men. All men. Tyler Perry. Exactly. Who is that? Who is this right here? Drop it in the chat. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? When I say all of this is way bigger than Diddy, I mean it. Who is this? Who is this right here, y'all? Who is this? Who is standing here with his dress on with all these goddamn muscles? Who is this? Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, another person who was already a millionaire before he put on a dress. Why did Charles Barkley put on a dress 10 years after he was already a millionaire? Because they want more than money. They want more than money. The Rock, right, The Rock put on a dress. The Rock big ass put on a dress. Because they want more money. And then here's what I said earlier. When you get more money, there's another door behind the door. And that door can give you youth, the ability to not die. That is the supreme benefit to being rich. These dudes was rich already, and they turn around and wore dresses after they were rich. Because they want to get through the other door, which is adrenochrome, which is the ability to stay young. This nigga is all on hands and knees with a dress on. These dudes are disgusting. Deion Sanders is trash. And see, the thing about it is, in order to get to that next level where you can get access to the stuff that will make you young or keep you young or make it where you can live 40 to 80, I would say 40 to 50 more years. You got to do favors. See, the dress is a ritual. It's an emasculation ritual. It's an embarrassment ritual. Wearing a dress is a ritual. They tell you, go emasculate yourself. They don't make you do this stuff. Some of these men aren't victims. It's a ritual. Why? Because once you become famous, see, the fame is the thing, not the money. Because once you become famous, once they get you hooked on being famous, and you got all these people like, oh, I believe in you, I love you, I want your autograph, I want to drink your bath water, all this bullshit. Now that you got all these people following you, then they make you put a dress on. See, it's one thing about being up here, then being up here. Well, once you up here, that's when they need you to put a dress on. Why? Because when you're at your optimal level of fame and people start looking at you like you're a god, then you put a dress on. Because now the young people that look up to you are like, oh, wow, the person that I love and believe in and I worship is wearing a dress. He's acting gay. So it's okay to be this, and it's okay to be that, and it's okay to wear a dress, and it's okay to be feminine. So it pushes young people that idolize these people. Now they run around wearing dresses. Now they run around being gay. Chris Tucker, yes. Everybody hit the like button. 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 Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt. I don't know who this is. I don't know who Harry Styles is. Pete Davidson. See, I get to walk around with my expensive sunglasses on and I ain't signed shit. I get to walk around with my expensive sunglasses on and my expensive shoes, and I ain't had to do a goddamn thing. Why? Because I created my own way. I created my own way. I ain't signed nothing to nobody. The only time I sign something is I'm an independent contractor. Ain't nobody made me. I contract with people. Therefore, I don't owe nobody no favors. Ain't nobody made me famous. I don't even want to be famous. But if I was to become famous, it will be because of me and God. That's it. I ain't had to sign or sell my ass to nobody. Ain't nothing I do is fake. I ain't gotta wear no goddamn dress. Hit a like button, hit a like button, hit a like button, hit a like button. See, even men, we can't sit here and say, oh, the white man. No, the white man getting emasculated too. Jaden Smith, Will Smith's only son. Aaron, you sound angry. I am angry. I am angry. Do y'all want to guess why I'm angry? I want y'all to take a second and shout out to October 3074. Her birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday before your birthday. I want to be the first person to say happy birthday to October 3074 because her birthday is tomorrow. Why am I angry, y'all? Why am I angry? Does anybody want to guess why I'm angry? I'm angry too. Why am I angry, y'all? Everybody in the chat wish October 3074 a happy birthday, even though her birthday is tomorrow. Come on, y'all. Why am I angry? Why am I angry? It should piss you off. I'm going to explain to you why I'm angry and why I'm so passionate about talking about stuff like this. It's because I'm one of the few people who vehemently cares about our next generation. I'm one of the few people who actually cares about children that are not mine. The rest of y'all don't care, and it's okay. I actually care. And when I see where this world is going, it saddens me and it angers me. When I first found out what Diddy was doing to young men, I was angry. When I found out what Diddy was doing to kids, allegedly, I got angry. When I found out that Biggie is dead, possibly because of Diddy, I was angry. Tupac dead. I was angry. Whitney Houston dead. Michael Jackson dead. Prince dead. All these goddamn people that I grew up listening to are dead. And then the people who aren't dead, they're weirdos. I was angry when I found out that R. Kelly was doing all these crazy things. You know how much ass R. Kelly helped me get? I would take a chick to the drive-thru, and after the drive-thru, I mean, you know, we kissing. We gonna either do what we do in the drive-thru, drive-in movies, not drive-thru, drive-in movies, y'all. If I didn't get it in the drive-in movies, I know it. I used to have I'm throwing on R. Kelly on the way back to her house, and I'm like, you want to get a hotel room? And R. Kelly would let the girl say yes, because everybody's listening to R. Kelly back in the day. So all of this stuff is a part of my childhood. And to find out that it's all bullshit and it's all fake, and they all PDF files and shit, I'm like, damn. I was using R. Kelly music to get ass, not even knowing that R. Kelly was a PDF file? I'm dancing to Diddy songs, and he, the movies, the TV shows, freaking Nickelodeon. I looked at Nickelodeon. I didn't look at a lot of it, but I look at Nickelodeon, Disney. Next thing you know, you're like, yo, all of this shit is fake. Look at this shit. This is my childhood. Do y'all know what happened in Pinocchio? Look at this shit. This is my childhood. Disney logo. Elf Island. Disney movies. It's my childhood. I seen this movie. Why is that in the background? I'm connecting. This is Pinocchio. I seen Pinocchio. Little boys. Where is he getting the little boys to go to? I seen this shit. And I takes him to Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island. Why would a grown man take hundreds of little boys, so that means there's some gay shit too. Little boys, why is you gathering a whole bunch of little boys and putting them on a boat to go to Pleasure Island? Pleasure? Kids don't know what pleasure is. Pleasure? The word pleasure? Hell yeah, I'm mad. This is my goddamn childhood. Look at this shit. It's a real freaking cruise line. The same doors. The Ellen Show, the same background as Elf Island. It's the same. This is my childhood. Of course I'm mad. I would wonder why you aren't mad if anybody was to ask a question. Yeah, I'm gonna show you Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse was doing some crazy shit, y'all. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Let me see what the likes are. Let me see what the likes are. All right, we at 269, 270. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. We doing good, but we need about 200 likes real quick. Quick commercial break, and we'll come right back. And I need y'all to get these likes up. And thank y'all for hitting the like button to the people who have hit the like button.
Up at a coffee shop and play this. Hey, how about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play, and I just want to tell y'all something real quick, because some of y'all are like, not another commercial. The reason why I'm playing a commercial is because I have to market my own brand and my own products myself. I'm not going to go sell my ass to let somebody else market my products or me market somebody else's products. So yeah, You might get mad at another commercial, Deeper Discussions commercial. But guess what? At least I'm not selling my ass for money. I got to do all this stuff on my own, make my own commercials, run all of my own shit, create my own card game. My damn mother-daughter card game, the shit ain't even here yet. I got to deal with why it ain't here yet. I got to call FedEx and find out what's going on. Ain't nobody doing nothing for me. So I need y'all to respect the actual hustle of me making my own commercials and selling my own products and marketing my own products and creating my own products. Because some people are running around giving up their ass in order to make money or get funding or whatever. I do all this shit on my own. So yeah, another card game commercial. You goddamn right. Deeper discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
So if you respect me not selling my ass and signing with some company so I can just get money, get notoriety, get views, get money, and I ain't had to do shit. If you respect the fact that I did not do all that shit, buy my Deeper Discussions card game if you have not, or pre-order my mother-daughter card game if you have not, because this shit is not easy to go through all this shit. But guess what's easy? Selling your ass, and next thing you know, you get everything handed to you. This shit is real. Selling out, whether it's your ass or whatever, selling out other people, it's hard not to do it. But I ain't never going to do it because it's what my brand is about. Ellen sells her ass to get her notoriety. I didn't do it. She was at them Diddy parties. She was doing all that crazy shit. How many people died around Ellen? Her ex died. Who else died around Ellen? Twitch. So sometimes you ain't selling ass. You're selling people. Sometimes you got to sell people out. Hey, Twitch is, he knows too much. And he's refusing to play the game like you're playing the game. So, sorry, Ellen. We got to do what we got to do. So sometimes it ain't selling your ass. Sometimes it's selling people. Sometimes somebody, your daddy got to pass away. Your son got to pass away. Mysteriously. How many people do you know that signed a big deal or became famous and all of a sudden their mama died, they kid died, their best friend dies? I'm just saying. That's what happens when you sign shit. Think about it. Not only Whitney Houston died, but did you know Whitney Houston's daughter died also? Michael Jordan's dad died mysteriously. Jennifer Hudson's sister died mysteriously. When you see somebody that signs that dotted line, Kanye, mom died. So it's not always your ass that you got to give up. Sometimes it's a family member you got to give up. So yes, I'm angry. I'm extremely angry. Because once you wake up and realize that all this shit is a lie, you get angry. Oh, that's right. Jennifer Hudson's mother, brother, and nephew died. I forgot about that. Jennifer Hudson still making money. She's still in movies. What do y'all see in this picture? What do y'all see in this picture right here? What do y'all see in this picture? This is an actual Mickey Mouse gift card. What do y'all see in this picture? Do y'all see anything spooky in this picture of Mickey and Minnie? Do y'all see it? Don't say what it is, but just say, yes, I see it. This shit is disgusting. This shit is crazy.
And Jay-Z sacrificed.
Fucking Beyonce. What is she holding up? What is this shit she's holding up, y'all? Huh? What is that she's holding up? And how is she holding it up so perfectly? I don't even know how to do that shit. Look at her fingers. They're perfectly like she's been practicing doing this shit. If I do this shit, it's gonna look like that. Why is her shit up looking so goddamn perfect? It's a goddamn symbol.
The people and shit, and nobody tell me this? No, like for real. They are so heavily clothed. They are so clothed that you wouldn't even see it. Nobody is seeing this unless.
This shit is crazy, y'all. This shit is freaking crazy. This shit is crazy. So let's get back to the actual video because I'm off on a little tangent, but we're going to stay on this tangent. But we got to stay to the topic first.
Lawsuits claiming abuse of minors. In these two new Diddy lawsuits, two men are claiming that they were trying to get into the industry and they were 10 years old and 17 years old.
And what about the parents of this 10-year-old? I'll be damned if I turn around and have a famous person say, hey, you want your kid to be famous? You're a 10-year-old kid. Okay, we need to take your kid to a damn hotel. What kind of parent are you to allow a grown man take your 10-year-old son to a freaking hotel room? The parents are trash too. But guess what? Macaulay Culkin's parents, they sold him out. What's up, original first mother? Macaulay Culkin's parents sold him out. Who else parents? Britney Spears' parents sold her out. Who else? Who else? Usher's mother sold him out. All for this money. So sometimes these parents are selling their own children out. Orlando Brown's parents. Oh, Lindsay Lohan's parents. I forgot about Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan's parents sold her out. Who's the little boy from Different Strokes? And the name of the show is Different Strokes. What's the little boy from Different Strokes, y'all? Big brother ended up being on crack, and what's the little boy from Arnold? What's his name? What was Arnold from different? Gary Coleman. There we go. Gary Coleman. His parents sold him out. Todd Bridges ended up being on crack. But Gary Coleman, his parents sold him out. Lindsay Lohan. Sometimes your parents turn around and sell you out. Gary Coleman dead. Put a one in the chat if you know that Gary Coleman is dead right now. Did y'all know Gary Coleman dead? Aaliyah's parents, I don't know about, yeah. Aaliyah's parents, that's right. Aaliyah's parents sold her to R. Kelly. Yeah. Put a one in the chat if you're aware that Gary Coleman is dead. Michael Jackson, dead. Shit is crazy.
At the time of their abuse. In the first lawsuit, Diddy is being accused of SA on a 10-year-old boy. This lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby, who also filed a second lawsuit today by a man who claimed that he was assaulted by Diddy back in 2008 at only 17 years old while auditioning for Making the Band.
Y'all hear that, right? After audition for Making the Band. How many of us would have loved to be working with Diddy back in the day when Making the Band first came out? Do y'all remember what Making the Band was? That shit was cool as hell. Put a one in the chat. You would have loved to be part of Making the Band back in the day. Amanda Bynes. Put a one in the chat if you remember how popular Making the Band was. Everybody hit the like button, y'all. Everybody hit the like button. Come to find out that Diddy was allegedly diddling people. And you're like, damn. What? So goddamn right I'm angry.
The first lawsuit is by a John Doe who claimed that back in 2005 he was assaulted at only 10 years old because he was interested in becoming an actor or a rapper. His parents tried to help his career by hiring an industry consultant who recommended that they fly from their home in Los Angeles to New York to meet with music industry figures. During the trip, the consultant arranged for Diddy to meet with the young boy for an audition, and Diddy asked to meet the boy alone before meeting his family.
How do you ask to meet a boy alone? But ain't nobody thought about that. Ain't nobody thinking about this man Diddy, this famous producer is going to do A, B, and C to you or your child. You don't know. You just be like, all right, cool. This is what happens to be famous. This shit is everything we grew up watching was fake. Nickelodeon, fake. Well, not fake. It was a whole bunch of PDF file stuff going on.
This consultant allegedly took this boy to Diddy's hotel room and left him alone with him. This boy performed a few songs for Diddy, who told him he could make him a star and asked him how badly he wanted it. According to this man, he responded as a 10-year-old child, saying that he would do anything to become a star. Said he was then gave a soda by somebody else that was present in this hotel room, and then he drank it and began to feel a little bit funny. After this boy allegedly drank this soda, Diddy would tell the boy to move closer to him and then pushed him down, telling him, sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do. After he drank this soda, he alleged that Diddy told him to move closer to him and then pushed him down, telling him sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do. After being pushed down, Diddy allegedly exposed himself and told him to kiss it. After refusing, Diddy allegedly forced him to perform oral on him, and the boy shortly lost consciousness after. He claimed that when he woke up, his private areas were hurting badly, and he started to cry and asked to see his parents. He alleged that Diddy told him that if he said anything to anyone, he would hurt his parents. When the consultant came back to pick him up, she noticed that he was badly shaken and took him back to his parents, who said that he was lethargic and acting differently. In the second lawsuit filed by Tony Busby, there is a man that claimed that back in 2008, at only 17 years old, while auditioning for Making the Band, that Diddy allegedly forced him to perform oral on him. He claimed that he had to
Let me show you something real quick. I want to show y'all something real quick. Remember, I'm talking about Nickelodeon, right? This is Diddy. Diddy was working with Nickelodeon. This is Diddy. Watch this. Diddy and Nickelodeon working together.
Hey, Diddy.
What's up?
We can't wake up Shane.
Tell you what. Take this toy helicopter. Put it down his pants. Put it down his pants. Put it down his pants.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do.
Diddy and Nickelodeon, y'all. It's all crazy.
Try this.
Shall I? By all means.
He reaches out and places his hand on my knee. I get goosebumps. You're cold, he says, concerned. I don't think that's why I got the goosebumps, but I agree. It's always best to agree with the creator. He pats my shoulders and then the pat turns into a massage. I want to say something, to tell him to stop, but I'm so scared of offending him. Come on, take a sip. No thanks. Come on. I've never had alcohol before, and I'm only 18. Couldn't I get in trouble? The Victorious kids get drunk together all the time. The iCarly kids are so wholesome. We need to give you guys a little edge.
Oh my god. Is that Dan Schneider?
Jeanette doesn't name him in her book, but Dan Schneider created both iCarly and...
So I wanted y'all to see that it's not just Diddy. It's not just black people. It's white people. It's young people. It's old people. Terry Crews. All of this stuff, man.
Sam and Cat, and Jeanette wasn't the only one who was put in uncomfortable situations on set.
I'm thirsty.
Dan tweeted out, "Would you like to see Victoria Justice pour ketchup all over her feet?"
I did not feel safe around Dan Schneider.
Well, so my mom was always really concerned with my physical appearance. I think that would have existed whether or not she had put me in acting, but it only amplified once she put me in acting. And there were many sort of weekly rituals that we had. She'd do like a Rite Aid run where she'd pick up eyelash tint and clear eyebrow gel to like run through my eyebrows and hair highlights. And she would do all these things to me and Crest White Strips was a big one, but it was the knockoff brand because she couldn't afford like the store-bought, the Crest brand. She could only afford the store-bought. So I would have these like white strips on my teeth, the highlights on my hair, just like very, very much an uncomfortable thing for a 6-year-old to be sitting in, you know.
6 years old, by the way. I want to say that again. 6 years old.
Yeah, 6 years old. Very.
So I was watching iCarly, then I noticed something totally weird.
Hey, Seth. Do me a favor and press the water fountain button there. Sure. Just push it? Yeah, when I say go. Okay, go.
What does that look like, y'all? Why do they got her on her knees? This is the type of shit I'm talking about.
Here. What are these? You stuff them in your bra. Oh, snow! Come on, it's a beauty pageant. Yeah, a beauty pageant, not a...
All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Everybody still keep hitting the like button. We're almost there. We are almost there. So keep hitting the like button. I'm not going to play another commercial. Just want y'all to hit the like button. So we had 340 likes. We got to, let's get to 1,000 likes. So keep hitting the like button. To the people who have not hit the like button, keep hitting the like button. And I appreciate the people who have already hit the like button. Keep hitting the like button, y'all.
Booby pageant. Where'd you even buy these? Instaboobs.com. We'll return them. I can't. My mom wore them last night.
I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
Let's talk about the massages.
Okay.
Watching the content yesterday, it was disturbing.
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today.
Stephanie says those kids were so talented. People taking advantage is so wrong. I want to ask a question. Were they so talented? Or were they just kids? And I'm not saying anything about it, but were they so talented? Somebody wrote everything for them. They didn't have to pay for nothing. See, the thing about it is, when you get everything written for you, when you get everything provided for you, are you really talented? Those are not your words that are coming out of your mouth. Somebody wrote that. Are you really talented? Or were you the one that just was picked? See, some people are just chosen because they're pretty or whatever, and they're going to shut their mouth when you start rubbing at their arms or doing some more weird stuff. So were they talented, or were they just chosen? Were they talented, or they chose not to say anything? Were they talented, or were they obedient? Were they talented, or were they obedient?
I'm embarrassed that I did it then. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. And even additionally, I apologize to the people who were walking around Video Village or wherever they happened, because there were lots of people there who witnessed it who also may have felt uncomfortable. So I owe them an apology as well.
Yeah. Dan, talk to me about the writer's room. From what I saw, not cool.
No. And I don't mean to cut you off, but if I can cut right to the chase, let me just say, no writer should ever feel uncomfortable in any writer's room, ever, period, the end, no excuses.
See, let me tell y'all something. Biggie was talented because he wrote his own music. Mace was talented because he wrote his own lyrics. But when you look at the Cardi B's, the Lil Kims, the Junior Mafias, the Britney Spears, the Lindsay Lohans, they were not talented. They were obedient. They didn't have no damn talent. They didn't write their own shit, or they don't write their own shit. There's a reason why your girl, damn, I just said her name. Cardi B ain't came out with an album in 8 years. I'll say it again. There's a reason why your girl Cardi B has not dropped an album in 8 years. There's a reason why. Because she don't write her own shit. Cardi B, just as an example, and I'm not just specifically just going off on Cardi B, but Cardi B has a look. But guess what? She don't look the same no more after her having kids. She don't twerk the same no more. She's not the same anymore. She got 3 kids now. So because she don't look the same, don't twerk the same, don't act the same, they're not going to write for her anymore. You know how much time and money it takes to write a whole album for another person and then get them in the studio and get them to read all this shit verbatim and act it out? They don't have time for all that shit. She doesn't have any, she has the talent to be able to, with the tonality and make stuff sound believable. It don't make no sense for her to come out with another album, because somebody else has to write all that shit for her. So a lot of these people are not talented. They're obedient, and they just ain't going to tell what happened to them.
TV writers, comedy writers have been in writers' rooms, and they are aware that a lot of times there are inappropriate jokes made and inappropriate topics come up.
In the writers' rooms.
But the fact that I participated in that, especially when I was leading the room, it embarrasses me. I shouldn't have done it.
About Dan Schneider. For decades, Dan seemed like he was untouchable. But around 2017,
Dan seemed untouchable. Like who? Like who, y'all? Who else was untouchable until recently? She said Dan Schneider seemed untouchable. He's running around touching on all these little people, but he was untouchable. Who else was untouchable, y'all, until recently? Diddy.
internet videos around Dan really started gaining momentum.
He made them do things that were very weird.
There are all these setups that reference porn, like squirting goo on Jamie Lynn's face when she's just 13 years old.
Feel these kids' feet. Wow, they're really soft.
People were looking back at old scenes and saying, Dan Schneider is obsessed with feet. Check this
It's all very gross and foul
Impossible
things.
to escape children's feet.
Dan Schneider, absolutely disgusting.
He's a grown-ass man. What the are you doing? There's one video of Ariana Grande making a joke about a potato.
Sometimes I wonder if you can get juice from a potato.
Did that air on Nickelodeon?
Somebody actually said nobody got smoked for the white man. And I'm playing what the white man is doing. How do you say nobody got smoked for the white man? And I'm talking about the white man right now. What are you talking about? Shout out to I am Aprilum. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. You dropped 3 super stickers. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hold on a second, y'all. And make sure if you're enjoying this content, contribute to the channel by either buying my Deeper Discussions card game, pre-ordering my mother-daughter card game. The link is in the chat. Or dropping a Cash App. Cash App is scrolling across the screen right now. Here it is right here. Cash App is $AARON 1000. $10, $5, buy me lunch. Buy me lunch. $10. If you're enjoying this content and if this is helpful to you and your family, drop $10 in the Cash App. 400 people in here. If 400 people drop the Cash App, that will be $4,000. So everybody right now, drop a $5 Cash App or a $10 Cash App right now. Everybody right now, drop a $5, $10, or whatever dollar Cash App, $AARON 1000. It could be $2. Just drop some in the Cash App.
Come on, give up the juice.
Yikes.
I'm thirsty.
In another video, Ariana is pouring water on herself in what seems like a very sexual manner. And people started saying, this feels inappropriate for children.
Looking at Dan Schneider's stars, some of them became extremely famous. Some of them really struggled publicly.
After her arrest last week.
Now, some of them are starting to speak out about what happened when they were on his sets.
What's up, Ro? And I'm going to tell you this. If anybody wants their kid to be famous in 2024, you're nuts. Nowhere in hell I want my kids to be famous. Nowhere in hell. Because this is the type of life they're going to have. Nowhere in hell.
Worked with an incredibly emotionally abusive producer.
I did not feel safe around Dan Schneider while I was working at Nickelodeon.
All of this information has made us.
Layla said they are saying he's meaning to say no one goes after the white man to take them down. Dan Snyder, this is a documentary. What do you mean they took him down? There's no more Nickelodeon. I'm confused. He got taken down a long time ago. See, he didn't go to prison because this isn't prison worthy stuff. Writing stuff that makes kids do crazy stuff. That's not prison worthy stuff. Rubbing on somebody's feet. That's not prison worthy stuff. Rubbing the staff member's shoulders. That's not prison worthy stuff. Diddy is on traffic stuff. That's something different. Diddy essayed and apparently put something in his soda, a 10-year-old kid. That's different. Totally different.
Wonder what was happening behind the scenes.
As a reporter at Insider, I wanted to investigate further.
What's up, Benjamin?
I've been waiting for someone to question the climate. It's been a long time coming.
I didn't feel safe to say, this hurt me.
The bad just doesn't go away. The bad stays for a lifetime.
It was a toxic, unsafe environment.
I can't sit on it anymore. I can't watch it continue.
I want people to be accountable.
I've been waiting 17 years for today.
Our actress says that even though she was the star of the show, it was in name only. When she landed the part, the producer never mentioned anything about sleeping with her because he had a handful of other actresses on other shows who were keeping him busy. All but one of them were underage. She suspected that because she was legal for almost the entire run of the show, that he was just not that into her. At some point, he did allegedly try and sleep with her, and she turned him down. That rejection cost her a bunch of scene reductions on Victorious. The next time she turned him down, her personal appearance offers began to dry up, and she was even in fewer scenes. Which, y'all, this does line up with Victorious. The final 2 seasons of Victorious, Victoria Justice is barely in, and Kat and Jade really take the center stage of the whole show. Anyway, continuing on with this blind item, meanwhile, this producer found someone else to sleep with, and who is also legal, but loved to roleplay super young. And the publication has identified this, allegedly, as Ariana Grande. She was getting the good lines and scenes. She was being offered crossover opportunities, and new shows were being developed for her. The producer also stated, pitting the cast against our actress. If you want your career to succeed, you took the side of the producer. If you wanted it to fail, you took her side. The producer,
just like Diddy, all this stuff is systemized where whether you're over here or whether you're over here, they all operate under the same horrible, disgusting system. If you tell, you ain't gonna get no money. Or if you tell, something's gonna happen to you. Or if you tell, somebody may pass away.
producer started spreading lies about our actress. He did so regularly. When the show finally ended, there was no one out there who was willing to hire her because of all the stories the producer had been spreading. So when she did get work and asked for anything, or was a few minutes late from lunch or whatever, the stories would start again, and getting work even harder. The only work she can really get at this point are product endorsement deals and doing work for companies. No one wants to hire her for acting. No one wants her for pretty much anything. She says that even though her career has gone into the tank because she wouldn't sleep with the producer, she doesn't regret her decision. She points to another actress of a show he produced, presumably iCarly. The actress slept with the producer and his friends, and it didn't help her career at all. And y'all, that just makes me think of Miranda Cosgrove's Dr. Luke album, because she has like a whole album that has several songs produced by him, and he's clearly a friend of Dan. She is hoping that people will start to pressure the producer to let up on the comments, and that other producers will give her a chance. She just wants to work. End quote. Sadly, Victoria Justice's career has been at a standstill since Victorious. And if this blind item is one of the many blind items that is true, that would mean Ariana Grande was only 16 and Dan Schneider would have been a sickening 47 years old.
If you've been online this week, you may have come across the scandal surrounding former Nickelodeon producer Dan Schneider, who was behind popular shows like The Amanda Show, iCarly, Drake and Josh, Victorious, and more. In a new docuseries, Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, Schneider is accused of inappropriate and abusive behavior against people on set, including child actors and female writers. Now he has responded to those accusations in an interview with actor Boogie, who was on pretty strong apology. He also addressed some of the other allegations.
And there's a lot of controversy over Drake because of his own scandal, but like I said earlier, it just all makes sense now.
I was sleeping on the couch where I would usually sleep, and I woke up to him. I just opened my eyes, I woke up, and he was
He was spending the night over his producer's house because the producers would go to the boy, his parents, and say, hey, we're going to do an all-nighter. We got to get this episode out in the morning. Can your son just spend the night over our house? And the parents was like, all right, that's cool. No problem. Because they were making money together and everything. And I'm not mad at the parents in this particular situation, because if your 15-year-old son is already on the show and they're, doing all-nighters trying to get all this filming together, I can understand a parent being like, oh, okay, you got to spend the night over there. Okay, cool. Because it will make sense, right? But then for this to happen is crazy. Do y'all remember? Are y'all familiar with Drake? This is the original Drake. This shit is crazy. This shit is sad.
I woke up to him. I just opened my eyes, I woke up, and he was and I froze and was in complete shock and had no idea what to do or how to react. He's
that casting couch. Casting couch is crazy.
So apologetic. Oh, this will never happen again. I'm so sorry. That I don't know what got into me, and I crossed the line, and this will never happen again. And well, he figured out how to convince my mom and everyone around to have me, anytime I would have an audition or anytime I needed to work on dialogue or anything, I somehow ended up back at Brian's house.
Paige wants to know,
If
you could fill a pool with, get out of here.
Sorry.
Wants to know if you could fill a pool with anything you like and swim in it, what would it be and why?
All right, so hold on. I want to show y'all what's happening right here. The guy who comes into the scene, he's trying to protect her. Watch this.
Watch this. Anytime I would have an audition or anytime I needed to work on dialogue or anything, I somehow ended up back at Brian's house.
All right, right here. So the guy that jumps into this scene, he is aware that they're asking the girls all kinds of creepy stuff. So he jumps in the scene trying to, subtly get rid of the guy. Watch this.
Wants to know, if you could fill a pool with, get out of here.
Sorry.
Wants to know if you could fill a pool with anything you like and swim in it, what would it be and why?
Confetti, because it's a celebration in the pool.
Okay, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Miranda.
He said that makes no sense because he wanted her to say something like baby oil or something.
What? I didn't ask the question.
Oh, sorry. Well, I heard. I was thinking this whole time.
Okay, the question is, if you wanted me to hit you with a bottle of something, what would it be? Pineapple juice? Okay, here comes.
What you can say is, what can't you say? I mean, honest to God, I could go on and on
about all the wonderful qualities about Miranda, but I know time permits, and
Look
I
at
will
him.
consolidate
Look how he all over this damn girl. Why?
it to just this one thing. In all the years I've known Miranda, I guess 9 years now, she hasn't.
You excited about the run through?
Yes, I am. Really excited.
Who do you have here?
Kristen May.
What?
Yeah, Kristen May. She plays my girlfriend on the show.
It's too bad I didn't cast a pretty girl to play your girlfriend. Oh no, that's a little joke because you're ridiculously beautiful. No! Hi, cuteness. Hi, cuteness. Hey, you weirdo. You are. You're cute. Admit it.
There's one video of Ariana Grande making a joke about a potato.
Sometimes I wonder if you can get juice from a potato.
Did that air on Nickelodeon?
Mark Summers.
Come on, give up the juice.
Yikes.
I'm thirsty.
In another video, Ariana is pouring water on herself in what seems like a very sexual manner. And people started saying, this feels inappropriate for children.
What is that, dude? That's in a show for children. There's other scenes where like...
Have you ever tried to get your whole big toe in your mouth? Check this out.
Why in the world would this be for kids? I don't even want to look at it.
Resurfacing.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have...
Is a PDF file's dream.
Been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher.
And just so y'all know, because some people may not know, you heard he was signed to Usher, right? I want to show y'all something. He was signed to Usher.
Predator, then anybody can be a predator. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed.
Remember, Justin Bieber was signed to Usher in the video you seen a second ago.
To the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh. Year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours.
He had guardianship. Where the hell was Justin Bieber's parents? How the hell does a man or two different men, Usher and Diddy, have guardianship of a child?
Think about that. Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler.
Crazy.
Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
See, Usher's trash too.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. To take another boy, another talented boy,
that went through the same shit. You about to put somebody else through the same shit that you went through. Diddy allegedly put you in the hospital when you was a kid, and you don't care. You don't care. You don't care. He did allegedly this to a 10-year-old, but you don't care.
and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more.
Mila Kunis has allegedly moved out of the home she shares with Ashton Kutcher because she is aware of the fact that horrible information about Ashton and Diddy together, as well as video footage of the two of them together, is about to be released. For those of you who don't know, Ashton Kutcher partied a lot with Diddy in the early 2000s. There are multiple photos of the two of them together at various different parties. And a very troubling clip of Ashton Kutcher talking about Diddy's parties on Hot Ones has recently resurfaced and gone viral.
Party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote. If you have one, yeah. Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, can't tell that one either.
So the rumor is that Mila Kunis is aware of how horrible the information and clips concerning Ashton Kutcher and Diddy are. So she has decided to distance herself from Ashton and completely remove herself from the situation.
All right, so let's go back to the video. Just here.
Legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart. That's what I'm talking.
Now, honestly, I don't know what to think about all of this. What do you guys think?
Feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So,
I forgot who the girl is. Hold on. I think I remember who he's talking about. It wasn't the Gomez girl. It was, hold on. I think it was, what is her name? Y'all remember her name? What was her freaking name? Okay, I can't remember her name. Okay, I don't remember her name. Ariana? I don't think so. Billie Irish. Yeah, it was Billie Irish. Yes. He's talking about Billie Irish. Thank you. Y'all so smart. It was Billie Irish that he's talking about right here. Billie Eilish, or Irish, whatever her name is. Eilish, I think.
Hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart. That's what I'm talking.
Now, honestly, I don't know what to think about all of this. What do you guys think?
Feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah, so yeah, I just want to protect her,
I know this is hard. It's a tough subject, because it's tough for me because I can't really speak on things that I never witnessed. You know what I'm saying? Because all these things happened after I left, basically, and Dan wasn't.
He lying. Y'all think he lying or telling the truth? Y'all think he lying?
really on Kenan and Kel like that. I mean, he got it created by credit, but it was a different showrunner. So our worlds weren't really like overly, overlapping like that outside of all that necessarily. And then all that negativity kind of started happening outside of like our tenure there. You know what I mean? So like, I wasn't really aware of a lot of it, but my heart goes out to, anybody that's been victimized or their families. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I think it's a good thing that the doc is out and it's, putting things, on display that need to be, stories that need to be told for this, accountability's sake. But it's definitely tough to watch because.
But remember, I told you, they want obedience. Because if you sit on camera and say, I don't know what happened, I wasn't there, you're going to continue getting acting roles. And to this day, he's on Saturday Night Live.
Because I have fond memories of that place, and I have fond memories of, my co-stars and stuff like that, so.
We need to talk about this because things are not what they seem. Kenan Thompson says investigate more an emotional response to quiet onset revelations. So Kenan Thompson went on the Tamron Hall show and she asked him about the quiet onset Nickelodeon documentary. If you're only reading the headlines today, you're going to be like, yes, go Kenan, thank you for speaking up. However, if you actually listen to the interview or you read the body of these articles where it has his quotes, he lied. He lied and he didn't do anything to defend the victims. He says, it's a tough subject. It's tough for me because I can't really speak on things I've never witnessed. You know what I'm saying? Because all these things happened after I left. Kenan, after you left, be so for real. First of all, when did you leave? Because Good Burger 2 just came out 4 months ago. Am I tripping or did this not happen? And then before Good Burger 2, you were the executive producer of the All That Revival show.
Kel was caught with Nick Cannon in the bed. I heard that. That came from Kel's ex-wife. How can the butt be better than the cat? I totally agree with you on that. But I think it's a power thing. I guess it's remember, all of this is not just about being famous or having money. It's about the emasculation of young men. So they might not even enjoy it, but they have to continue the trauma, and find young people and traumatize them as early as they can so they could be part of all of this stuff, So it's like recruiting demons through their butts. And that might sound crazy, but your lowest chakra or your highest chakra is in your butt. Does anybody know that? Either your lowest chakra or your highest chakra, whichever one you want to look at it, is in your butt. So if they, find a young boy, young girl, or whatever that wants to be famous, they got to affect their chakra, I guess. So I don't think it's a pleasure thing. I think it's a duty thing, a devil duty thing. It's a duty of the devil type of thing. And that's just my opinion because I don't know.
No? We forgot this? Kenan Thompson goes on to say, and Dan Schneider wasn't really on Kenan and Kel like that. I mean, he got created by credit, but it was a different showrunner. So our worlds weren't really overlapping outside of that. I cannot. Kenan Thompson, look me in my eyes and tell me that you and Dan Schneider's worlds never overlapped at your time at Nickelodeon. So you never overlapped with Dan Schneider then?
Boom, right there. You can see she's lying. I mean, he was lying.
And not then, when Amanda Bynes joined the cast?
Boom.
No overlapping when you filmed the first...
Boom. There we go, right there. Boom.
Good Burger, and Dan Schneider played Good Burger manager, right? He goes on to say all that negativity kind of started happening outside of our tenure there. Kenan, you have been on Nickelodeon for 30 years, since 1994.
Cruz. I am an actor, author, former athlete, advocate, and a survivor of a sexual assault.
Shout out to Terry.
This past year, we have seen powerful men in Hollywood and elsewhere finally held accountable for sexual harassment and assault. We also saw the backlash survivors faced after coming forward.
Shout out to Melissa. Thank you, Melissa, for the $2 super sticker.
I wanted these survivors to know that I believed them. I supported them, and that this happened to me too. This encouraged me to come forward with my own experience and reflect on the cult of toxic masculinity that exists in our society. Then, in 2016, while at a party with my wife, I was sexually assaulted by a successful Hollywood agent. The assault lasted only minutes, but what he was effectively telling me while he held my genitals in his hand was that he held the power, that he was in control. You know, the first reaction was to be violent. And I immediately held back.
Caffeinated said, I'm so scared for my son for 2 reasons. He's black and is a male. I want to say something about the election real quick. You got people who are scared that Donald Trump is going to give the police immunity. And now you might be like, oh my God, I'm scared. My son, if he gets pulled over by the police, they might beat him up, right? But then at the same time, on the same token, you got Kamala Harris trying to be president, and she is going to empower these people, the Diddys of the world, the Dan Schneiders of the world, that would possibly SA your son. And people are like, why would you pick Donald Trump over Kamala Harris? Well, I would rather deal with police brutality if we had to deal with one or the other. I would rather deal with police brutality, even with myself. I would rather get hit over the head with a baton, thrown all over the place, whatever, beat up by police, talked down on by the police, versus having some 6'5" dude feeling empowered to take my butt. Because that's what Kamala Harris's side is empowering those people to do. Big ass, grown ass men with wigs on, being able to go in women's bathrooms just because they got a damn wig on and taking whatever it is they want that's in there and putting tampons in men's bathrooms and having grown ass men being able to walk around and act and look like women and have rights, where if a grown ass man that got a wig on tries to holler at me and I punch him in the face, because how dare he get in my face, next thing you know, I go to jail for a hate crime. So I want y'all to think about that. Which would you rather your son deal with if both things are bad? Your son get pulled over by the police and get beat up by the police and nothing happens to the police? Or would you rather a dude try to talk to your son and your dude tells him like, nah, I'm not with that, and him and your son gets into a fight, and next thing you know, your son goes to jail for a hate crime? Which would you rather if both are terrible situations? I'd rather deal with the police, because at least police, whether they racist or not racist, they are still cognitive people. I would rather deal with a police officer mad at me or wanting something from me versus one of those people mad at me or wanting something from me. I would rather the police. I would take the police, a racist police, because I could talk somebody down. I can be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing. I could deal with racist police. I don't want to deal with no damn crazy ass gay people who are now empowered to do whatever the hell they want to do. And if you say something and you get in a fight with the damn person, it's a hate crime now. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want to be in no men's bathroom or my daughter being in the woman's bathroom and here comes some dude walking in there with a goddamn wig on and we like, yo, what you doing in here? And you beat up the dude because he's in a woman's bathroom and you go to jail because he legally can be in a woman's bathroom with your goddamn daughter. And you go to jail for a goddamn hate crime. Now, defending your daughter from this fucking dude, you got to do 7 years in prison for a hate crime. I'd rather deal with the police. I'd rather deal with racist police. Shouldn't me. Shouldn't me.
Why weren't you? You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you?
Senator, as a black man.
Hold on, y'all got to hear this again because this is messed up right here. Listen to this shit.
You're a big, powerful man.
Well, I got to back it up. Because as an actor or a singer or a rapper, somebody touches you like that, you can't turn around and say, what the hell? Because next thing you know, you ain't going to be a singer no more. You ain't going to be a rapper no more. You ain't going to be no actor no more. You're going to lose all your money, all your opportunities, and you're going to get blackballed. That's why.
First reaction was to be violent. And I immediately held back.
Why weren't you? You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you?
Senator, as a black man in America.
See, gayism is 1,000% worse than racism. I'll say it again. Gayism is 1,000% worse than racism. I can deal with a racist person because they got the same rights as me. If I beat up a racist person, hey, folks are gonna be like, I see you. Like, do your thing, buddy. He deserved it. But a gay person, beat one of them up to see what happened. Your ass going to prison for a hate crime.
Say it as it is. I think it's important.
You only.
Do you think he will be sitting there crying if he was dealing with a racist? No. But you dealing with this gay shit? It's a masculinity shit. It's a masculinity thing. It's way deeper and scarier and more horrific. I'll deal with a racist person. Nigga, I'll beat your ass. I'll deal with that. I'll walk away. But a man trying to grab you in the nuts, and if you beat him up, you might go to jail or lose everything, your livelihood. I'd rather deal with a racist person any day.
As a black man in America.
Say it as it is. I think it's important.
You only have a few shots at success. You only have a few chances to make yourself a viable member of the community.
Why he said as a black man in America? Because as a black man, you already are behind the 8 ball when it comes to being successful. You ain't got no daddy that got money. Most black men, including myself, we come from the dirt. We come from nothing. We come from single family homes We come from ghettos. We come from Title I schools. So when we become successful, it means something because we're usually the first person in our families to be successful. In white families, you're probably the 8th person to be successful. You got something to fall back on. We don't.
I'm from Flint, Michigan. I have seen many, many young black men who were provoked into violence, and they were in prison, or they were killed, and they're not here. My wife, for years, prepared me. She said, if you ever get goaded, if you ever get prodded, if you ever have anyone try to push you into any kind of situation, don't do it. Don't be violent. And she trained me. I'll be honest with you. It was the strength of my wife who trained me and told me, if this situation happens, let's leave. And the training worked.
But has there been retaliation against you for what you are saying now to the public?
Thank you for your question, Senator. One specific incident of retaliation was I've done 3 movies called The Expendables with Sylvester Stallone.
Hit the like button, 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 hit the like button. What he's about to say right now is about to be super deep. But before we play that, gotta hit you with a commercial. Y'all mad? I don't care. Because I ain't running around selling my ass to sell car games. I do all this shit on my own. So I gotta market my own shit. So y'all excuse me. I got to market my own shit so I can feed my family. Solution that will help I just came up with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother, without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing. See, I'm proud to market my own stuff and I have my ass intact.
Producer of that film called my manager and asked him to drop my case in order for me to be in the 4th installment of the movie. And if I didn't, there would be trouble.
Oh dear. Senator Klobuchar.
Well, thank you very much. Are you going to be in the 4th installment, I hope?
No. Because
See, when you are at the behest of gay people and they run everything, they can take shit from you. So I would rather deal with Donald Trump people, racist people, whatever y'all want to think about Donald Trump, than the behest of gay people, because that is Kamala Harris's side. They are way worse. They can do way more trauma to you. So taking away opportunities because they felt on your nuts because they gay. Racist people don't even act like that. Racist people don't even do shit like that.
I'm sorry. Thank you for your question, Senator.
That's good. That's very polite. Thank you.
Yes. Simply because this same producer is going under his own sexual assault investigation.
Yeah.
And, you know, abusers protect abusers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one thing I had to decide whether I was going to draw the line on, am I going to be a part of this or am I going to take a stand? And there are projects that I had to turn down.
Mm-hmm.
While this Nickelodeon documentary is incredibly triggering Black folks, let us not forget that we have some people to talk about. We have some people to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We have some people to talk about. Where is the Black documentary on some stories that have been trying to get told for decades? Tyler Perry, maybe you should be going to documentaries instead, because we have some people to talk about.
This pool is hotter than the jacuzzi. It's that. Hey, don't be playing, Chris. Actually, it's 100 degrees. We back.
So this is Chris Stokes and Raz B. Chris Stokes and Raz B. I'm sure you already know what Chris Stokes did to Raz B and his quote unquote brothers. But did you know that Chris Stokes was in a whole relationship with Raz B? Did you know that part? Did you know they lived together? They bought a house together.
We look at it. Check this out. We got the TVs. Now, you know, just a lot of stuff you can put on the TV in the jacuzzi, but right now, take him to the bedroom. Y'all see the bedroom? You know, I'm about to take y'all. Yeah. I said I'm about to take y'all.
How did we all miss this?
This is a picture of me and Chris. And so that concludes, you know.
Are they not a couple or no? Are they not a couple or no? Do you see that picture on the wall?
My room.
Do y'all see that picture, y'all? Are they not a couple or no?
A lot of the time, I got my direct TV, my DVD, CD player. This is a picture of me and Chris. And so that concludes, you know, my room. It's the real deal. This ain't no rented house. This is our house. This is our house. This is our house. See my room. This is how I'm living. The bed. You know, this is where you do the do.
But it gets worse. Raz claimed it wasn't just Chris who touched him. He also accused his label mate, Marcus Houston, of also touching him without his consent. Raz said Marcus actually picked up this depraved behavior from Chris because he was also essayed by Chris at some point too. And at some point, the allegations that Raz was making was beginning to make all the elites in the industry scared that he might spill some of the tea on them. So they began taunting the hell out of him. At one point, he even went live, frantically begging people for help because the police burst into his house without a warrant, and he was scared they were there to unalive him.
And Ray Blue said, my favorite group, everybody was a singer, rapper, or actor. Most likely they got touched. Or they're running for their lives.
The police are at my door. They walk past my doorstep. I need help. No, I'm not saying.
Yeah, I don't want to go through no shit like this just to be famous.
Shauna, call everybody.
Now, despite Chris and Marcus denying these allegations, Raz has maintained this story and kept the allegations up for over a decade. That was until last year when he suddenly recanted these wild allegations that he had maintained for over a decade. And as you can expect, folks was not here for it and speculated that he was probably forced into doing that by some very powerful elites in the industry. He said,
Diddy.
I'm a made man. Here it goes. Truth true. Mature, grown DeMario. After countless counseling, I was by my brother and others. They all used me like a rag doll. By the time my cousin took custody over me, I was a mess. He was not my enemy. I focused all my pain, frustration, and anger built up from my past and took it out on my cousin.
For me to be
by my brother and others. They all used was not he was until last year when he suddenly recanted these wild allegations that he had maintained for over a decade. And as you can expect, folks was not here for it and speculated that he was probably forced into doing that by some very powerful elites in the industry. He said, "I'm a made man, here it goes. Truth true. Mature, grown DeMario. After countless counseling, I was by my brother and others. They all used me like a rag doll. By the time my cousin took custody over me,
they used and blanked me like a rag doll. Golly. Oh.
I was a mess. He was not my enemy. I focused all my pain, frustration, and anger built up from my past and took it out on my cousin.
For me to be in the film, and why wasn't I in the film in the first place? Because Demir, I mean, yeah, I know. Demir was like, Demir was like, yeah, your contract is coming. I'm like, it's cool, but the thing is that like Book, like Fizz, he got something coming. Book, he got something coming. Okay.
Thank you so much. Never Too Far Gone Ministries. Thank you. I appreciate you. I just bought your mother-daughter card game. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
So my thing is, I can't protect everybody anymore for Fizz to go out and call me a homo. I can't protect Boog when he gonna set me up and he knew about the meeting at Mike Concessions house and in Compton. You know what I'm saying? I can't. How can I not talk about people's business? You feel what I'm saying? And the problem is, this is what the problem is once I finally tell the truth, completely not the half truth, that's when everything's gonna completely go right for me in my life. I've been trying to protect Chris, Marcus, Omari, y'all, everybody have respect for everybody's family, but don't nobody show no love or respect for me. The house Boog living in, him and his family, I put him in it. But y'all want to take money out of Raz's pocket and make it seem like I'm the crazy nigga. And them niggas don't want to stand here and back me up, but y'all calling my phone. Like, I'm cool. I don't got nothing against you. I don't got nothing against the boys, but like, Fizz still to this day never said sorry. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's never really said, Raz, I really got your back, thank you, because you know what, Boog, I mean, me and Boog was in a room together. Chris Stokes put us in a room together and made us do stuff together.
Damn.
You feel me? Me and Jarrell, Houston. So it's like I've been protecting people for a long time. I have nothing to lose. I have no one to fear, and it's tacky. And I don't give a fuck about B2K. Fuck B2K. You know what I'm saying? I am B2K. And if shit ever gonna get right, niggas gonna have to come clean. Cause you're not gonna live. You're not gonna sweep anything under the rug. I was molested by Chris Stokes and Mark Houston, and that's the truth. Period. Well, my truth is the fact that Chris Stokes had me and Jarrell Houston in a room. So,
whoa, I caught it just. I'm sure y'all know what he's about to say. Sucking something. So I caught it just in the right time. Sheesh. Ugh. This is bad.
Allegedly coerced him to engage in acts with both him and his bodyguard referred to as T. He said that it was a test to see how badly he wanted to make it in the music industry. And
this is a little kid.
After visually expressing discomfort and hesitation in the situation, Diddy allegedly told him that he would keep an eye on him. He said ultimately he ended up being eliminated from the competition. These lawsuits are absolutely horrifying.
And the competition was making the band.
I swear, as time goes on, we just keep getting them younger and younger. And now we're talking about kids that were trying to be in the industry and trying out in the industry. I'm literally sick to my stomach. When I get my hands on the actual court documents of these lawsuits, we will go over both of them in detail. But for now, let me know what you guys think about Diddy's 2 new lawsuits in the comments.
Can Diddy just pay off these new lawsuits and make
And hold on, I want to give that young lady her credit. I love her content. Where is it? The young lady, this young lady right here.
Forced him to perform oral on him, and the boy.
Her name is Khadijah Lynn on TikTok. Is spelt KADISHALYNNN. So it's Khadijah Lynn with 4 N's on TikTok. Shout out to Khadijah Lynn.
Shortly lawsuit filed by Tony Busby. There is a man that claimed that back in
Essentially,
women, because that's how.
I think part of why
Kamala Harris.
hold of it, then again, they can subpoena that witness, that victim, as a witness in a deposition, in trial, to cooperate with law enforcement, etc. I hope that explanation clears up some misconceptions about payouts and how they, may bury the facts of a crime. My name is Golnish Goharzad, AKG Legal. Please follow me for more.
This is one of Oprah's favorites. She says it's a miracle fountain of youth and her magic wrinkle cure. So I'm going to put a little on your hand.
I'd do that. Oprah did.
Yeah, Oprah did it. All right, so here, we're going to rub it right in.
How come it's red?
I'll show you in a sec, Steve. So this is made from growth hormones of human
Look,
foreskin.
the wrinkles has just disappeared. I can't even ball my hand up.
But so it's made from human foreskin. I'm sorry, Steve.
Bill Gates is hiding something huge. Bill Gates has given Kamala Harris over $50 million. This is unbelievable. He confirmed it to the New York Times. Why would Gates back Kamala Harris? Could it have anything to do with keeping the Epstein client list quiet?
I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful.
I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. Yes. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
It's one of the big reasons, of course, that Melinda Gates divorced Bill Gates, his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
It was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein.
I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no. I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
It will remain sealed if Kamala Harris wins the presidency.
This message is for Beyonce. What you need to be worried about is P. Diddy. What you need to be worried about is Jeff Epstein. What you need to be worried about is Aaliyah. And you need to repent and not worry about where our vote is going. We don't care about you, Beyonce.
I'm telling you, man, I know how close I came to losing it all. Just when you get emasculated like that. When I tell you, the way he looked at me, the way he giggled, it was one of those things where he was like, hey, man, no one's ever going to believe you.
Do you think it was a way of him maybe exercising power?
It was. First of all, this whole thing, from Weinstein to all what's happening in Hollywood, is about an abuse of power, an abuse of the position you have. And what happens is they have fooled everyone into thinking it was part of the job. I told my agent at the agency, I told my manager, Adam knew. Adam called me on the way home from the event to apologize. That same night, because it was that traumatic. You understand? When I left, he was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I understand something really, really bad went down. And I'm going, this is crazy. I get a call from my agent saying that Bennett's going to call you. I get a call. Here, it's him on the line. I'm sorry. I was drunk. I wasn't myself that night. And I said, hey, man, you got to understand the depth of what you did in front of my wife. I said, man, you don't even know how close you got to really being hurt. And I said, you need some help. I said, you need to go get help. And he was like, yeah, okay. When I tweeted, I didn't mention the name. I didn't mention anybody.
But what happened was I started getting calls from the agency. Hey, what's going on? Is everything okay? I said, no, it's not okay. I've been waiting a year and I haven't heard anything. What happened with him? Where is his accountability? I paid William Morris Endeavor 10% of everything I made for the last 15 years. I did not deserve to get...
Do you think this has hurt your career coming out?
I don't know. But this is what I have to say. I've learned a long time ago to always do the right thing, and the universe takes care of me. That's the deal. You might have $400 million in cash, but I'd rather have $400 million in influence. Honor is where you have to do it. You have to have honor. If I can't do it with honor, then what's the point? Because this is the deal. Weinstein's money ain't helping him now. Kevin Spacey's money's not helping him right now. That's the deal. It's all disappearing. If you have honor, that's something no one can take away from you.
Former NFL player turned actor Terry Crews shared his experience of assault in Hollywood. He revealed being by a powerful Hollywood agent at a party in 2016. Despite his tough image, Crews emphasized the seriousness of assault and the need for accountability. He reported the incident to his agency and manager immediately, but did not go public until later, citing the Weinstein scandal as a trigger. Crews highlighted the abuse of power in Hollywood and the importance of speaking out against it. He hopes his story will bring about change and encourage others to come forward. In light of the numerous revelations, including recent allegations involving P. Diddy, it's clear that this abuse of power extends far beyond Hollywood. Terry Crews' story is just one example of the pervasive nature of assault across industries. Let's keep this conversation going and collaborate to establish a safer, more respectful environment for all. Have you or someone you know been impacted in a similar situation? Your voice matters. Share your story, and let's stand together in support. Together, we can drive meaningful change.
For me to be in the film, and why wasn't I in the film in the first place? Because Demir, I mean, yeah, I know. Demir was like, Demir was like, your contract is coming. I'm like, it's cool, but the thing is that like Book, like Fizz, he got something coming. Book, he got something coming. Okay. So my thing is, I can't protect everybody anymore for Fizz to go out and call me a homo. I can't protect Boog when he gonna set me up and he knew about the meeting at Mike Concessions house and in Compton. You know what I'm saying? I can't. How can I not talk about people's business?
This shit is sad. So sad.
Jay-Z sacrificing people and shit and nobody tell me this? No, like for real. They are so heavily clothed. They are so clothed that you wouldn't even see it. Nobody is seeing this unless you really do your due diligence and like research. Okay, so before Jay-Z, it was Big L. But guess what happened to him? He died. And Jay-Z took his place. Jay-Z was also doing music with Tupac. Tupac died.
Hold on, it messes up right here a little bit, y'all. Fast forward.
Thing is, Mary J. Blige. And they're supposed to even be on member. Didn't even. So sedated, she didn't even remember. Didn't even know she was supposed to even be on a flight. And the crazy thing is, Mary J. Blige said that she was murdered. She said literally, it was a spiritual murder.
Messed up again.
Beyonce is possessed or is a demon.
It's something about you.
And word is Beyonce is possessed or is a demon and she be climbing on roofs and windows and
Damn, it messed up again? All right, give it a second. It's messing up. It's going to come back. I don't want to fast forward because I might miss something.
If it's what you truly want, I can wear her skin. over mine.
God damn it. What's up, friend?
Scalp. A cap. Her scalp. A cap. Her sternum. My bedazzled cane. We can pose for a photograph. All three of us. Immortalized. You and your perfect girl. I don't know when love became elusive. What I know is no one I know has it. My father's arms around my mother's neck. Fruit too ripe to eat. I think of lovers as trees. Growing to and from one another. Searching for the same light. Why can't you see me? Why can't you see me? Why can't you see me?
This shit is so bad. But like I've been saying through this whole live stream, y'all, this is bigger than Diddy. This is bigger than rappers. This is literally about the presidential election. This is about the LGBT community, because they literally are just running everything, and they're literally taking advantage. They're taking advantage of non-gay people. Y'all just don't know how crazy all of this is. And you know, it's hard to actually just come out and say that those people are the demons of the world. Well, how are they not? It's the only thing I can say. How are they not the demons of the world? Because if people weren't, I want y'all to think about this. If people weren't the G word, nobody was gay. Imagine that. Nobody, if nobody was gay, none of this stuff would be happening. Hence the reason why it's always some devil mess, because it's a part of what they are. It's an abomination, and we've grown to accept abominations. And it's not just about somebody choosing what to do with their genitals. It's not just that. It's when they are this disease, it's like they become zombies or predators, and they start doing the shit P. Diddy is doing. It's like they want other people to be as gay and traumatized and messed up as they are. So it's a disease because they need to spread it. It's like a spore or an amoeba. They have to find a host to attach themselves to. Because if you just wanted to do this and that with another person, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have this to talk about. But no, it's a disease that keeps spreading, that has to connect and attach itself to another person. And the main people that is affecting are children. And when y'all look to do something as, in your mind, harmless as elect or vote for a president that is for this disease, what does that say about you? Or are you just simply ignorant? And if you're simply ignorant, I understand, it's okay. But in the next 10 days,
the country is on the wrong.
In the next 10 days, we are possibly going to have to deal with this idiot that is for all this gay shit.
Listen everybody. Hey, y'all up there, pay attention. Here's what happened.
I can't vote.
I can't
for
vote.
a party that is for all kind of sexual perversions.
Can't
I
do
can't
it.
do it.
I can't do
I
it.
can't vote for a party that's going to accept transgenders going into women's restrooms. I can't do it. I can't
do
go
it.
with a party that says you can be a boy today and a girl tomorrow. I can't follow a
do it.
party that wants to sexualize our children in school, put drag queens in front of them, reading them little children's stories. I can't do it.
This election is literally about heterosexual men and the LGBTQ community. See, black women in particular love for black men to be softer, gayer, and more passive. Why? Because our women are hell bent on overtaking black men in the social hierarchy. They feel like there's this beautiful opportunity for it to happen to vote for an incoherent black woman. We have all experienced living under a matriarchy already. We don't need Kamala to be the president because guess what? The majority of black families are ran by women. So at the end of the day, we don't need to see what Kamala can do and to be up under a matriarchy. All of us have been for all our lives. Nobody wants to live under that shit. The majority of black people are maladaptive, emotionally inept, and overall dysfunctional, male and female. Y'all love to sit here and say men lack ambition, but guess what? These niggas was raised by women. So what do you expect?
One of the main reasons that I want to vote for Kamala this November is I believe that trans kids' rights are human rights, and I want more gender-affirming care and therapy for those kids.
This is bullshit.
It's time to take them to the doctor and get surgery. I know that
Y'all
with
hear
a
this,
Harris
man?
Pulse ticket, they're going to protect that
Y'all hear this?
child from the parents.
This is what I'm talking about.
Don't tell me.
This is what I'm talking about, y'all. So I'm never going to tell nobody what to do and who to vote for because it's none of my business. But this gay stuff is way more scary and horrific than racist stuff. We've been dealing with racist people for the longest. It's not that big of a deal. But this gay shit, it's totally different. It's more horrific. And they always go after our kids. And they try to put this bullshit in schools. No, ma'am. No, sir. Not on my goddamn watch. So I'm out of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. And don't forget to get your mother-daughter card game. Because, like I said, I'm not sure when the shipment is coming. But once the shipment comes, the price for my mother-daughter card game is going to be $200. But as of right now, the card game is only $62. is only $62 right now. So if you have not gotten your mother-daughter card game, you still got a couple days to get it. But once that shipment hits my door, it's going up to $200. I truly enjoy it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing.
We meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game. We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend, a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. Actually, these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.